Hey, what's up, y'all? It's still about to react to this vid by B with the T. It's titled Rihanna Blackmailed by Jason Lee. I thought they were friends. No, he is so trifling and messy and shady. And it says Nolan Wells autopsy results shock everyone. Oh Lord. This is the first time I'm hearing about this. I ain't saw no headline or nothing. But let's see what's going on. Let's watch.
Okay, you guys. So Jason Lee went on the Carlos King show, and Carlos asked him straight up about people saying the only reason Rihanna is friends with him is because he has something over her, and he's basically blackmailing her. And Jason Lee tried his best to clear his name. Take a listen.
People are like, Jason, what do you have on Rihanna?
I saw that.
That she is friends with you. Are you blackmailing Rihanna? Is Rihanna feeding you stories?
I am friends with Rihanna because I just love her. I love what she represents. I love her story, her come-up story. I love A$AP Rocky. I was friends with him before her. And I love their love story, and I love their family. I love that they've embraced me, and I love, more importantly, that she sees me as a human being. She always has, since day one. She's never asked me to do nothing. She never asked me to promote nothing. When she sees my team on the carpet, she pours into those black journalists. She talks about the importance of supporting black journalists. When the baby pictures didn't really get leaked on TMZ, she dropped them on Hollywood Unlocked to put us right out there. She didn't have to do that. I was in Dubai on vacation.
So this is the issue. Jason Lee has a really bad reputation of falling out with people that he was real cool with and that he loved, okay? And when he falls out with you, he will spill all your tea, tell all your business. So that's why people are scared for Rihanna, and they saying that he must have some tea on her for her to even keep being around him. But he's claiming that's not the case. Actually, he didn't deny it.
Called me to do it. And she said me and Rocky thought about it, and we want you to have it. So when somebody can treat me and see me as a human being and sees the total worth of who I am, not the bylines, because the bylines are the B-side of it all. It's like, that's all entertainment.
Now, y'all know Jason Lee has been running Hollywood Unlocked for years, and he's known for having the dirtiest of dirt on people before anybody else gets it. Now, people feeling like Jason Lee is blackmailing Rihanna goes all the way back to what he did to Beyonce in 2023. Now, this man got on a podcast mad because he didn't get an invite to the Renaissance premiere. And then he started talking about how he got receipts on her. He said her publicist Yvette knows exactly what he got. And then he said he was trying to book Kelly Rowland for his show, and if he didn't get Kelly, he was putting all those receipts out.
That is
I went
so
to the show times, and I was not invited to Renaissance. I won't lie, I do feel some type of way. But I'm more disappointed in her publicist, Yvette knows. Sure. Now, Yvette knows. I got the receipts. I still have the receipts. Yvette knows I got the receipts. I got them. Now, if I get that message to Beyonce, yes, I can get it to me. I'm connected. I can get the message to Beyonce. She needs to know. And I think people like her publicist, who I love, and I'm just being critical. That's just what I do. You know that we're trying to book Kelly Rowland right now. Now, if I don't get Kelly Rowland because I say this about, then it's going to be a problem. Then I'll put out receipts. The receipts I just told you about, then I'll put those out.
So after that, people felt like that's how he gets down, period. And that's what people always bring up every single time his name comes up. Now, Rihanna and Jason are real cool. They take pictures together. He's out here always defending her every single time somebody tries to come for her. Now, we know Rihanna is dang near impossible to get to. She barely does interviews. She keeps her kids out of everything, and she doesn't need a blogger for nothing. So people can't figure out what she's getting out of being cool with Jason. And a lot of Riri fans already don't like how he moves when it comes to black women. They say that he's
exactly, he messy. He the one who posted me on Hollywood Unlocked and got me dragged, okay? I was already getting dragged with the situation with Cardi when she, came out and said, oh, y'all show her the receipts, okay? When I said she wasn't nobody's fashion icon. Then on top of that, he gonna post it. And I'm just like, bruh. I mean, honestly, I don't care. And people were saying I was getting dragged. I didn't go look at all. I actually made a video out of it. I made content, so I wasn't tripping. But yeah, he got more death threats in my inbox. Okay, when I did go and glance, I'm like, oh, the carbs are still in there. All right, let me go on about my business. Let me go somewhere else. But yeah, I remember that. Messy boots.
Colors. So when they see her laughing and hugged up with him, it doesn't look like...
But yeah, it doesn't really make a lot of sense because it's like his friendship or her friendship with him is high risk. So it's like, why would you even risk that? Like, I wouldn't even want to be cool with someone who is known to be messy, who's known to blast people's business, like even his close relationships he's had with people, he's done this. So I personally wouldn't even bother dealing with someone like that. Even if I felt like they were cool, I would keep them at a distance. I wouldn't call them a friend. They would be like an acquaintance, and that's it. They wouldn't be around my man and my family. So it is odd that she trusts him. It's just like, but look at his track record and his reputation, you know? But hey, that's her business. I mean, apparently she knows something that we don't. So I guess, but yeah, it is odd.
A real friendship to them. It looks like she's keeping him close because she has to. Y'all let me know what you think
Not
in the
because she
comments
has
below.
to.
Moving on to the next story. Okay,
That's an interesting
guys,
theory.
So we finally got the
Oh, yeah,
independent
what happened?
autopsy results for Nolan Wells. Now this came out this morning, and his cause and manner of death are still undetermined, and it's pending investigation.
Did you not
now,
say
Ben
we
Crump
got the
announced
results?
it at the NAACP convention in Chicago with Nolan's parents standing right there with him. Now, the autopsy was done on July 10th by Dr. Roger Mitchell. He used to be the chief of staff
It's the 22nd. What are the results?
And Colin Kaepernick paid for this autopsy. Now, the main thing that came out of this report is Dr. Mitchell found a red discoloration in the back of Nolan's head. Now, this was deep in the tissue, and it measured 12 inches by 8 inches. Now, Crump said he saw the picture, and you cannot miss this. Now, there was no skull fractures, no cuts in the skin, no other deep tissue injuries. And Dr. Mitchell would not call it an injury because the body was decomposed too bad for him to tell if that happened around the time Nolan died. But he did say it is serious enough that somebody needs to look into it. He also said the state never would have seen it because when they did their autopsy, they didn't cut open the back of his head. And the rest of the report is about everything he could not do, okay? So basically, Mississippi kept Nolan's throat and the trachea for more testing. So Dr. Mitchell said he couldn't rule out a neck injury. His organs, including his brain, were already taken out during that first autopsy. Now, he couldn't look at the airway either, nor the lungs or the stomach, and the toxicology was not bad. So he wrote that he can't rule out that it was any non-accidental factors, including foul play, that contributed to Nolan's death. And investigators still have to figure out how he ended up in that water, whether he was conscious or not, and whether he went on his own or somebody put him there. And Mississippi has still not released their autopsy. Now, they did this back on July 7th, and they are waiting for the toxicology. Now, the toxicology can take anywhere from weeks to months. Now, Nolan's mother said having their own results in hand and hearing nothing from the authorities is heartbreaking and concerning. And she said the only questions they have is what happened to their son. Now, the NAACP president said the investigation needs to be done before anybody calls this an accident. And Al Sharpton and Tyler Perry are each putting up $50,000 for information leading to any arrest and conviction. Now, I will say people expected this autopsy to give us answers, but it seems like we have more questions than ever before. And it still doesn't tell us what happened to Nolan. I'm sure right now everyone is trying to figure out what is going on with this red mark in the back of Nolan's head. Was he hit over the head? But I want to know what you guys feel about this situation. Now, again, we are still waiting for the state's autopsy. I think that will give us a lot more answers. But this looks like this investigation will not be done anytime soon.
Jesus.
But y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below. That's all I have for you, and I'll talk to you later.
Yes, the throat was missing. Let's discuss Nolan Wells' autopsy that was released today.
I was scrolling to see if it was the Bonnet people. It is not. I will allow the sister to give us info. The Bonnet people, that's when I gotta go though.
The word undetermined was used in the preliminary autopsy findings for the second autopsy involving Nolan Wells. That means the pathologist could not determine either the cause or manner of death based on the information available. According to my notes from today's press conference with Ben Crump, a second autopsy, as we know, was performed, and the pathologist said that the body was heavily decomposed and that the internal neck structures were not with the body when it arrived in Washington, D.C. The pathologist did note that it is a common pathology practice for those structures to be removed during an autopsy and retained by the medical examiner, but because those structures were not available for examination, he could not rule out an injury to the throat or whether there was an accidental drowning or something else, whatever involved the throat, he couldn't rule out or determine if that could have contributed to the cause of death. The pathologist also noted that the organs had been removed, which people were concerned about. That's also a standard part of an autopsy. autopsy, but I know a lot of people were surprised about that. The pathologist also noted an area of red discoloration in the soft tissue on the back of Nolan's head.
Yeah, that's
by
a
itself,
red flag.
That neither proves nor rules
It's
out
a red
an
flag,
assault,
though.
but it is something that I absolutely think is worth and should be looked into. Mick Crump said that there are still findings that the doctor can give an opinion on, but he wants that testimony to be presented in front of a grand jury. There was also discussion about Nolan being found face down in the water with his shirt on. Crump pointed out that in many of the videos, though, he had his shirt off. So when did he put his shirt on, and how did he appear face down in the water? What happened? I pray that the truth is revealed and the family can find out what happened to their son. I gotta tell you, I think some of the public skepticism here comes from law enforcement saying early on that no foul play was suspected, but the investigation was still ongoing.
Yeah, how do y'all know?
That made people feel like investigators weren't keeping an open mind and following the evidence where it led. Instead, it made it seem like they were starting with the conclusion and trying to make the evidence fit that conclusion.
So unfortunately, the autopsy report.
Oh, I don't want to hear from the podcast people either. Hearing from the lawyer was enough. Shout out to her. I appreciate the extra info. But yeah, it's very suspicious that he had that bruise on the back of his head. It seems like he was hit upside the head, you know, but they're saying, oh, it's not able to be determined that was the cause. But that's what it's looking like, honestly. And all of the details surrounding this are just extremely suspicious. So I wouldn't be surprised if he did get hit upside the head. So yeah, wild situation. RIP to him. Sad for, you know, the whole family. As far as Rihanna and Jason Lee, good fucking luck, girl. Good luck. don't tell him none of your secrets, okay? That would be her best move. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think, though, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.